Stout, and Jeramiah, and last name Stout.
And if you could speak into the microphone, that would be great so we can hear you from back here. Mr. Stout, back in the summer of 2023, were you working at 332 Water Village Road in Ossipee?
Yes.
And what kind of work did you do at the property?
Firewood?
And was that outdoors work?
Yes.
And who hired you to do that work?
Kevin Hool?
About when did you begin working at the property on 332 Water Village Road? About?
2023, I think it was early summer.
And did you work at the property regularly from that summer to December of 2023?
I did.
About how often would you work at 332 Water Village Road during this period? About?
So probably 3 to 4 days a week, maybe 5, depending on the week.
Fair to say it wasn't consistent, it was you had other jobs going on and you'd go from job to job?
Yeah, so normally I do tree removal, and when scheduled jobs were scheduled, I would do those. And then this was just like a fallback job where I could go cut and store and stack firewood.
From your time working at 332 Water Village Road, did you see and encounter the man who rented a structure on the property closest to the main road at the bottom of the hill?
I did.
And what was that man's name?
Billy Kelly?
And would you recognize him if you saw him?
Yes,
And do you see him in the courtroom here today?
I do.
And could you identify him for us by what clothes he's wearing?
White shirt, gray tie.
May the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
It will.
And Mr. Stout, did you actually know the defendant before you began working at 332 Water Village Road?
Acquaintances, kind of. So we went to high school together. We knew who each other were, but weren't in like the same friend circle. It was just I knew of him and spoke to him a couple times, maybe.
When you were working at the property, about how often would you see the defendant there?
Almost every day that I was there.
And what generally would he be doing when you would see him?
Feeding animals, watering animals. He was always like farm work, tending to the animals pretty much.
Did the defendant eventually help you in the work that you were doing on the property?
He did help a couple, 3, 4, 5 times, somewhere around there, a handful of times.
And how did that come about?
So pretty much he had no vehicle or way to make money. And we had spoke a couple times that, he was down on his luck. So while I was there and I saw him I asked him if he wanted to help make some extra money.
And you said that from your time there, the defendant did not have a car?
Correct.
Did you ever see the defendant leaving or outside 332 Water Village Road in the months that you worked at the property?
You mean did I see him leave the property, or did I see him about in town?
Yeah, about in town.
No.
Did you ever go onto the defendant's enclosed area or in the residence itself in the months that you were at 332 Water Village Road?
No, I wasn't. I never went inside the apartment, I guess, or the house. And outside was a giant ram, so no.
From the months that you worked at 332 Water Village Road, did you ever see a woman where the defendant was staying in his part of the property?
Yes.
About how many times did you see that woman?
I can say for sure, probably one time.
And about when was that? About?
So it was no snow on the ground. It was probably late fall. She was outside on her cell phone smoking a cigarette.
And who did the defendant identify as the woman who was where he was living?
Just by his girlfriend.
And in the months that you worked at 332 Water Village Road, you saw that woman once?
One time.
Would you be able to describe her?
Dark hair. That's it. I couldn't tell you if she was in front of me today what she looked like.
Did the defendant ever tell you her name?
No, just girlfriend.
Who was Chance?
The dog is a black and white pit bull.
And how did you know Chance's name?
Billy always talked about Chance when we would be doing firewood every couple hours or give about. He would say he had to go let his dog out, and then there was like a little pen outside of the dwelling that he would let the dog kind of out and roam, but was just in that area. Like, so I'd see him through a fence, but not.
And did you yourself have familiarity with Chance and have encounters with Chance?
Yep, I did. That's kind of just like all the animals. I would like feed them treats or whatever through the fenced area.
To the extent it's suggested that Chance attacked the victim in this case, what do you think about that based upon your own experiences with Chance?
I would Chance. I would have taken Chance in the end result that he had to go somewhere. He was, to me, a good dog, very happy, tail wagging dog.
People hear pit bull and they think snarling, growling, aggressive. Was that your experiences with Chance?
Absolutely not. Actually, no.
So you knew Chance's name from the defendant, but you never heard his girlfriend's name.
Correct.
I want to turn your attention, Mr. Stout, to December 17th of 2023. And that day you saw some police and ambulances at the property, right?
Yes.
Did you go to the address on that day before you saw police and medical responders there?
No.
So you were there after the police and medical responders came?
Yes.
And did you see the defendant on that day?
I did.
And where was he, the defendant, when you saw him?
Pretty much the same place that I saw his girlfriend. It was a white plastic chair, like right outside the front door. He was standing with a sheriff.
Yeah, was the defendant handcuffed?
No.
And when you saw the defendant that day on December 17th, did he say something to you?
I walked up just to see if any help needed, and he said that she finally did it. She killed herself, pretty much.
So I asked about that a particular day, but did you also see the defendant from time to time towards the end of 2023?
Yes.
And how would you describe the defendant's mood at that time from what you saw from him and what you talked to him about?
It was kind of like highs and lows. Like, I'd see him, he'd be happy, and then I'd see him, he'd be kind of mellow. That's nothing really out of the ordinary for what I know of Billy. It was just sometimes he was depressed. We had spoken before. That's where the whole working with the firewood came into play. He spoke about like kind of feeling trapped, no way to make money, to leave the property, and was kind of looking for a way out, I would say. But nothing like really out of the ordinary for knowing Billy.
From your interactions with the defendant, did he have a cell phone?
Yes.
And from time to time, did you communicate with him by cell phone?
Yes.
Including text messages?
Yes.
So I want to show you what's been previously marked for identification as State's Exhibit 9.
Yep, you may.
Mr. Stout, you're familiar with what's on this exhibit, right?
Yes.
And generally, without going into what they say, generally, what are
There, text messages between me and Billy.
these text messages, right? Text messages, all that you received, right? you sent?
Yes, received.
And in terms of time frame, is this towards the end of 2023?
Yes.
And with respect to what the defendant is texting you, is that consistent with what you saw in his mood and his demeanor during this period of time?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, the state would offer this. It states Exhibit 9.
No objection. So admitted.
Colin, can you just click that on? And so, Mr. Stout? Let me start at the top. So these were taken from your cell phone, right?
Yes.
And we have up here a B circled and Billy and Chance. Is that basically a contact?
Yes.
And who again are Billy and Chance?
Billy, Kelly, and Chance, the dog.
And then we have a date that says Wednesday, November 15th at 10:33. This would be November 15th of 2023.
Yes.
And that would be when this strain starts, right? Not necessarily that same day.
Yes.
And there are actually several separate bubbles which represent several separate text messages that you received
Yes.
from the defendant's cell phone.
Yes.
And again, these are all that you
Well-
received, right?
Yes.
So let me read, and I'll start with the first sentence, and then I'll have a question. Thanks to Kevin, now I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. Now, based on your own experience at the property, who did you take Kevin to be?
Property owner.
Let me read through this in its entirety. I need to go today, all because I closed the gate to keep his animals alive. I get to go hungry and cold and get a guilt trip about the electric bill because I have no way to heat this fucking shit show. I hate my fucking life and I hope I fucking die. I really F, and then there's some asterisks, and there are several of those. This is what was sent to you, right? We're not editing anything out here.
Yes. Correct.
I really F asterisk and sick of this B asterisk, F asterisk scenario here when I pay my rent on time every F asterisk month and it makes me F asterisk broke. No matter how much Kevin thinks it doesn't reach his B asterisk because he knows I only get a certain amount of month. I don't know what lavish life he thinks. Can't read the bottom, but it's I'm living down here, but it's not like rap for me at all. I'm F asterisk miserable, have to time, and I keep a smile on my face and stay positive because I have faith in God that things will get better than this. Asterisk like that for me. I'm scared to death of this winter. Nothing makes sense anymore. And again, this would be consistent with his mood that you saw and experienced during your encounters with him during this period?
Yes. The reason I didn't text back is this was, I would say, a normal thing. That just multiple text messages of like the same thing, but over and over again.
One moment. I think I'm done. No further questions. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Stout, I'm going to ask you some questions about your knowledge about all this. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Fair to say you're a dog lover?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And that's why you titled the contact information for him Billy and Chance, right?
So I have all my customers like in my phone, and it's hard for me to remember just names. So like if there's anything attached to them that will help me remember that person, that's how I list. So it could be like, a Four Corners area where they live, name in Four Corners, and it helped me remember. And with this, it was Billy and then Chance. I remember as the dog.
Right. You have a fond remembrance of that dog and fond thoughts of that dog, so that helps you remember which Billy it is.
Yeah.
and as far as Christine Falzone, that's the name of the girlfriend that was living with him. Did you ever ask him her name?
No.
And when you saw her out of the residence that time, she had a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
And a cigarette.
Mhm.
Okay. He wasn't hovering around her.
No.
She was moving freely around.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, fair to say that these texts that the jury is going to be able to look at, they are Billy confiding in you about how depressed he is.
Yes.
About the living conditions he was living in,
Yes.
about winter coming,
Yes.
about being afraid and scared of being cold and poor.
Yes.
In all those texts, does he ever blame Christine?
No.
Does he ever say, hey, she won't get off my back, I got this woman, the source of my troubles?
Never mentioned. Like I said, I didn't even know her name.
Does he ever, other than talking about his financial condition and the weather coming and where he's living, attribute blame to anybody else?
Can you repeat that?
In other words, does he blame her for any of this in these texts to you?
No.
In fact, when you were working with him, right, you said you worked with him on some occasions on that property.
Yep.
He would break off from work with you to go check on her.
Yes. So he did say he had the one time I can remember she was we were splitting firewood on the wood splitter, and he said that he was worried that his girlfriend he's just depressed and go check on her and let chance out. So it was like a double, and then he would take off and come back.
So he talked about her considerably, said she was depressed, you need to go check on her.
Well, I don't think it would be said considerably, that's counsel's characterization.
All right, you may continue, counsel.
Yeah, so he said she's depressed, therefore I need to go check on her.
Yes.
And let me go to quick, because you remember talking to the state police on the day of this, I think it was on the day, no, it was on the 23rd of December in 2023. You talked to the state police?
It was the sheriff and the town police, not the state.
Okay, you talked to the people with the uniforms with the recorder, right?
Recorder. What do you think?
Tape recorder, digital recorder, your recorded conversation. It's not a trick
Not
question.
not on the day, right?
Right, on the 23rd.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I
Okay.
did talk to the state police. Yes, I thought we were speaking to the day.
All right. And you've characterized that when you saw Billy on that day, on the day of the incident, right?
Yes.
You said to the state, when they gave you the direct, that he said that she had killed herself.
Yes. So
Did he say that?
What's that?
Did he say that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you, if I can, your interview with the state, or I can talk to you about what you said then. They asked you about what happened, and you said he was holding a pill bottle, and I said, "What's up, Billy? Everything all right?" And he said, "She finally did it." And I said, "Did what?" And he's like, "She's gone." And I thought depression, pills, I see in the sheriff's hand, I thought she had overdosed. And then he said that she was foaming at the mouth or something like that. And I look at him and he had blood on his mouth area. Once again, I figured it was mouth to mouth. I had no clue to anything. I don't know if he like played it off like purposefully to make it seem like suicide, but to me that, or maybe that was just in my head.
So when I arrived at the property that day and I went to see if everything was all right, where Billy was sitting in the plastic chair and the sheriff was right next to him, when I approached on the other side of the fence, the sheriff was holding a pill bottle. I said, "What's going on? Is there anything I can help with?" And I remember Billy saying, "She finally did it."
Right.
I right now remember him saying, killed her. She finally killed herself. And then because the sheriff was holding the pill bottle, I attributed that to committing suicide. I guess the link in my head, pill bottle, and she finally did it, killed herself, was the same. I don't know.
Okay, so let me know if you want me to show you this so you can read it. But can we agree that on December 23rd, 2023, several days after the incident, you said it was you that jumped to the conclusion that she killed herself? And that he did not say that?
No, he said when I approached and he was wearing, the sheriff was holding the pill bottle. I said, "Is there anything?" And Billy said, like plain as day, she finally did it, and then she killed herself. And then in my head, I attributed the pill bottle to being why or how she did it.
You may.
This is a transcript of your interview with the police and that passage that we're talking about right there. Can you tell me where you told the police that he said that?
That's improper cross-examination.
Did you ever tell the police that day?
I'll overrule the objection. You can continue.
What am I?
So
You can answer counsel's question. Thank you,
I'll
Mr.
repeat
Stout.
it for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Question is this: can you tell me where in this interaction that we just talked about with the jury that you actually indicated to the police that he made the statement to you that she killed herself?
I don't.
You don't see it there?
No,
Because it's not.
Well,
Yeah.
But
Counsel needs to let Mr. Stout answer his question. So, Mr.
so
Stout, you can continue your answer.
as I remember it, when I said, "Is everything all right?" Billy said she finally did it, and then she killed herself. And because the pill bottle, like I said, that's in previous interactions, splitting firewood and having to leave and go check on her, or the previous interaction, the depression, the pill bottle, and saying she finally did it. I mean,
So you're saying your memory of those incidents is better now, 2 years later, than it was on the day you gave the recorded statements to the police?
that she's gone. I mean, I'm kind of confused on like the whole question that you're trying to ask.
In your interview,
Yeah.
you don't ever say that he said she killed herself. You say that I came to this conclusion because I saw the sheriff at the pill bottle, and he says she's gone. She finally did it. You jumped to the conclusion at that point, and what you said to the police at that point on the recorded interview was that, well, I assumed she must have killed herself. Today, you testified to the jury in response to the state's questions directly that no, he looked at me, said she killed herself. Which one is it?
I don't remember the conclusion part that you're talking about where I say I came to the conclusion. But when I walked up to him and I said, "Is everything all right?" Billy said, she finally did it. And then she's gone. Could have been like a addition to what I'm saying now, but Billy definitely said she killed herself.
Despite the fact that you didn't mention it back then.
I don't know verbatim what I said back then.
Well, I gave you verbatim what you said.
I only
back
seen a little part of it.
then. Would you like to see the deposition?
Well, it's okay. This is cross-examination, but counsel needs to let Mr. Stout finish his answer before
Fair.
proceeding with another question. And Mr. Stout will give counsel the same courtesy and let you finish your question before answering. Okay?
Yes, there.
And
Would you like to see it again?
I would. And immediately after that, I was there.
Take whatever time you need, look at as many pages as you need.
Yeah, so immediately after, he said he was foaming at the mouth. I mean, I can't say verbatim whether this or the way I'm saying now is correct, but I do remember being shortly cut off by the town police, but saying that she finally did it and she killed herself, I thought is overdose with seeing the pills in the sheriff's hands.
But we can agree, right, that when you had your time to look through the statement you gave at that time, at that day, 2 years ago, several days removed from the incident, that you did not attribute to him the statement that she killed herself. It's not there, right?
No, speaking of like foaming at the mouth and stuff, I mean, I don't
I'm
know.
not disputing that.
I don't know how.
Let him finish, counsel.
I don't know how you can like overdose or foam at the mouth and attribute that to anything but the pills.
Gotcha. I'm just trying to make sure that we're clear about what the words that came out of his mouth.
Like I said, I remember it as I said today.
Not what you said back in 2020.
I don't. I mean, if that's verbatim what I said, I may have left something out, as in like in there it says she's gone, but I was cut off by the town police like at that very moment coming out of the
Let's
house.
talk about that. So you actually, the police, you were concerned about the way they were treating Mr. Kelly.
No.
Isolated
no.
him outside?
At this time,
Didn't you ask some questions about that?
what was that?
Didn't you ask them some questions about that, about what he was doing, about why they had him out there?
So when I walked up, like I said, we spoke. He was in the chair. She's finally, she did it. The cop coming out of the dwelling instantly started yelling at me. So it wasn't like I had time to even. There was literally those few sentences with me and Billy, and then being yelled at by.
Right, and that's what the incident I'm referring to. So they didn't like the fact that you were approaching?
Well, objection.
Rephrase the question. Rephrase the question.
They reacted negatively and forcefully to your approach.
So the sheriff, no, that was standing next to Billy, not at all. We conversated like he was just kind of overseeing Billy, I guess.
Right,
But
police officer-
Well, again, counsel can let the witness actually answer.
Yeah,
the question.
please do, counsel.
So after speaking briefly with Billy, the local town PD coming out of the dwelling, like when I first arrived there and spoke to Billy and the sheriff, that's the only police officer that I saw. And then the town cop came out of the dwelling and instantly just started yelling at me.
Right, and that's all I'm trying to explain,
Yes.
or to get that right. So that particular authority figure, that particular police officer didn't like, or reacted forcefully to your presence and ushered you out of their real life.
No, so not forcefully. I was on the other side of the fence. Like there was still a fence between me, Billy, and the whole. So the sheriff standing with Billy, and then still a fence between me and the local town cop coming out of the dwelling, and he was probably, I would say, 50 to 75 feet like to the dwelling, and then like Billy and the sheriff was probably like 10 feet on the other side of the fence. So like, you know, there's still a distance away. But as he came out of the house and was like approach yelling to me, but yeah, it wasn't forcefully, but he was
That's
definitely
what I
authority, like yelling.
That's what I meant. So he appeared unhappy to have you there and tried to hustle you out.
Yes, I mean,
Okay. All right. So, fair to say, in your interactions on the property, when you were interacting with Billy, you never saw him aggressive or argumentative.
no.
Is it correct?
What is it?
In other words, I want to make sure my statements are correct. You never saw him aggressive or argumentative when he was working with you or around you?
No.
You did not see him that way, or my statement is incorrect?
I mean, mellow, depressed, but not like argumentative or mean or anything like that.
Thank you. And it may be my inartful phrasing of the question. So we're in agreement that he was not aggressive or argumentative with or around you when you were working.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. In fact, you took a kindliness to him and saw that he was in dire straits, and you bought him some boots the day before this incident happened.
I did.
Because you saw how sad and depressed he was in the winter coming on, and he didn't have properly fitting boots.
So it wasn't, I didn't specifically go out and buy the boots for him, but I was at Track Supply and I knew that he needed boots. And they were on the sale rack. So yes, then I purchased them because I knew he needed them.
Okay. And you gave them to him as a gift because you cared.
I did.
Now, you also had other individuals working on that property with you, workers for you.
One in particular, yep.
Okay, who is that?
James Cuddy.
And other workers would help you occasionally on the property?
Yeah, here and there. There was a guy named Patrick, but maybe once.
And did you supervise them at all times when they were on the property with you?
Not at all times, but I was there also, yes. You want to need some water?
Yes, you certainly. Yeah, can we get some water? Thank you.
While we're doing that, Mr. Kelly's having a little trouble seeing the witness's face. I'm not sure if we've moved the TV or have the witness kind of.
Yeah, thank you for noticing.
So there were other workers on or about the property with you during that, how many months, 3 to 5 months you said you worked there?
Yes.
Do you, would you be aware of any interactions that they may have had with Ms. Falzone or Mr. Kelly?
No.
Do you have particular calculations of what days and times they were on the property?
No.
And as far as the sort of close quarters that these people, that dog, other animals were in this particular dwelling, did you ever go in to the structure where Mr. Kelly and Ms. Falzone lived?
No.
Okay. You did have a chance, you said, to interact, opportunity to interact with Chance, the pit bull.
Yes.
Okay. Fair to say pit bulls are well-muscled dogs?
Yeah.
Okay. So even when they're not aggressive, their physicality is imposing. In other words, one can brush up against you and move your legs a little bit.
Yeah, Chance was a smaller type. It wasn't like very muscular. He was hard to even tell he was a pit bull, but he was he was stocky, I guess.
And there were also wild animals on that property that you sort of had to stay away from, right?
Yes.
All right. And especially speaking, you talked about the ram.
Yes.
Okay, and that was in an enclosure close to the structure?
It was so directly behind the house there was like 2 pens, I would say. One held the ram and one was just open. That's the one that was open is the pen that when I approached the sheriff and Billy the day sitting in the chair, that was inside that pen. And that's also where I'd see Chance be let out into the open pen.
And you were specifically instructed and learned you had to stay away from that ram for protection of your own health.
I mean, yeah, I'm not really familiar with farm animals like that. It's a big ram. I mean, it's a ram.
In all the time that you dealt with Mr. Kelly, as an old friend, as a sort of daily co-worker with him during this time, when he witnesses you just on a couple occasions.
Yeah.
Did he ever speak ill of Christine Falzone at any time?
Nope, no,
Did you at any time in all your interaction with him ever witness him being verbally or physically abusive to her?
as I stated, I only seen it at one time, and Billy wasn't even around then. It was just I see her over the hill smoking and talking on the phone. But other than that, there was no other interactions. That's just
That you observed, right?
correct.
All right, thank you.
You have no idea what happened inside those shack, inside that shack.
No,
So you've been kind enough to meet with me a couple of times, right?
yes,
But you haven't refused to speak with the defense, have you?
no,
You actually spoke to a defense investigator over the phone and gave a full interview, right?
I did. At my house, I came home, had a card on my door from investigator, and after calling, I spoke to her on the phone.
So let's review part of that. It's page 2 of the defense report. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Billy was seated outside in a white plastic chair near a police officer. The police officer with Billy was holding a prescription pill bottle. Billy said to Jeremiah something like, "She finally did it. She killed herself," which Jeremiah interpreted to mean that Billy's girlfriend had overdosed or taken her own life. Did I read that correct?
Yes,
That's from the defense report.
yes,
And again, you really talked to anybody who wanted to question you about this case, right?
I saw it. I mean, after I got the card on the door, I called multiple times and spoke pretty lengthy to the investigator.
And again, the woman you saw once over the course of several months,
Yeah, yes, one,
based on what you saw, do you know if she was actually depressed?
no, no,
Do you know whether what the defendant claimed that he was checking up on her because she was depressed was truthful?
no, I don't, no.
He could have been checking up on her because he was controlled, right?
I honestly, I don't know what he was checking up on. I went right back to work, so.
To the extent she even was depressed, do you know why she would be depressed?
Hang on just a second. Is there an objection?
The question was already answered. I was objecting to his request for speculation.
Okay.
To the extent she was even depressed, do you know why she would be depressed?
Objection to the request for speculation.
It's, do you know why she would be depressed? I'm not asking you to speculate as to the source of.
Yeah, I think I feel more comfortable to rephrase it. Do you have any reason, if Ms. Falzone was depressed, would you have any information to know why?
Other than what Billy told me, no.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Stout, thank you for talking with us. I do appreciate that, talking to my investigator. You remember the date of that interview?
Not off my head, no.
It was October 7th, 2025, so a couple weeks ago. That made sense?
Yeah,
Okay. In that recorded statement you gave to the authorities was 6 days after this incident on December 23rd, 2023. That sound fair?
yeah.
All right, thank you.
May Mr. Stout be released?
You certainly may. Mr. Stout, thank you very much for being here today and for your testimony. You're free to step down and you're free to go, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I think appropriate time to take our lunch break?
Sure.
Everybody
So
okay with
the next is the medical examiner, which would be.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to start that